relationships only fall into two things: transactional or partnership. And in non-monogamy, when a man understands himself and is financially stable and he's able to show up with that partnership, most women are open to that. So that's why at the end of the day, why do you think a woman picks a married man and she don't mind being the side piece?
I don't know about that.
Because at the end of the day, I was just saying, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? She knows he's a husband. He knows how to be a husband. He knows how to show up.
He's a committed dude.
He's a committed dude. He knows how to do it. And then also on top of that, he gonna splurge.
He gonna splurge.
I know dudes that, he gotta splurge, right? And she don't mind that because she getting everything that she need. So now let's take away the deceit. Let's take away the betrayal. And let's bring in the understanding. Why ain't women gonna be open to it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's why you're seeing the opening, the transition from people going from monogamy to non-monogamy, because they understand, they get that, instead of people moving in disguised intent.
But here's the thing. So what Alan was saying too is that there's already a shortage of good men, right? There's already a shortage. And it took me and Esso 2 hours of an argument for me to even understand that, because I thought everybody was a king. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of lanes. There's a lot of lanes. I'm like, yo, when the analogy was brought, it was like, think about all of history. How many kings were there, and then how many other men were there?
There you go.
Okay, cool. So there's a shortage of real kings out here. So now what happens is, because there's a shortage of real kings out here, these women that are now seeing kings who are committed monogamously, right? And they're like, all right, those kings typically are not monogamous, right? So now they're like, okay, cool. I'm all right with being the side chick because, you know what I mean? I want a king too. But the crazy thing about me is like, the craziest thing about it is like, well, let's bring in the understanding. The understanding is that the 30% or 20% of good men that are really out here deserve more than one woman. They can deal with it. They can deal with it in all categories. But I think it's this women's sisterhood that be like, you have a wife, I can't do it. Like, since when did you care about how my wife feels?
I'm gonna jump in on you, Rico, and pause. Like, you're not married yet.
Yeah.
When you get married, they don't care if you're married, bro.
So that's...
No, they don't at all.
They don't care, bro.
They don't at all. They don't.
Bro, I thought when I got married, I was like, yo, they're gonna see the ring on, they not gonna buy. Yo,
Kinda
I
hyped
had
it.
women say, don't nobody, I say, y'all married. I said, the girl said, I seen your ring, don't nobody care about your punk ass ring.
Oh my God, I like
Gotta be a
that.
punk ass.
I'm
That'd
just
turn me on. Like,
I mean,
shit.
yo, but this is what
Me
I'm
either.
saying. So when you're saying married, it really doesn't change. It shows them that you are willing to be committed.
Facts.
It shows them that there's another woman that finds value in you
Facts.
so much that she's gonna commit her life to you. And they now, because it's a short,
want a piece.
They want that. Like you said, you made the illest reference that I heard in a long time when you said they want a king too.
Facts.
That was the biggest thing. So while these women say, oh, well, you got 2 and 3 women, yeah, because he's a king. And don't you want to feel that king life too, babe? Don't you want to know what it feels to be in these shoes and be with this guy and do what I'm doing and go where I'm at, exercise the clout that I have, spend the money I got, enjoy the good time I'm enjoying? Niggas don't get to do this shit.
And
do
teach
you want to
you
come or
too.
not?
Yeah.
Do you want to come to the party or not? Because everybody can't get in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
You're actually throwing the party.
Yo, I'm throwing the party.
I own the club. I'm throwing the party. I got the guest list.
There
I got
you
everything.
go.
It's an invite only.
There you
It's
go.
an invite
And you know
only.
what
And here's your invite.
You know what they're saying? I want to come in, dog. I want to know what
Eyes
that
wide shut.
feel like.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yep.
Yo, even if I know Rico got 3 girls tonight, Rico chose me. I'm special. I'm that deal. And he's a king.
Because he
And
had
she's gonna go for it. And once she feels that king life and she gets her head knocked off with his penis, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna come back again and say, yo,
she hugs
the
it.
king
I
life
see.
is great. I love the king life, and I'm staying here with you.
But you'll be surprised too, and that's how most women that understand the type of man that she does actually have that's showing up in this way. They don't mind that. At the end of the day, they'll sit there and say, "Nah, I understand. Yeah, he can show up for me and not leave me empty in no type of way. That we can involve another individual." And it's still something that they experience too within the journey, because it's not opening it up just for my husband to have somebody else. It's opening it up for my husband and me to experience somebody coming into our family and bring some additions to it.
Do you sleep with both of your wives in the same bed?
Yeah, I have. We've had multiple threesomes. Sometimes it'll be one.
I'm just saying, on
Yeah.
a regular
On a
basis.
regular
I'm not
basis?
talking about
Oh, I thought
sex.
so,
Y'all
yeah.
sleep in the same
Yeah,
bed.
well, it depends. Sometimes we'll sleep in the
Like
same
wake up
bed.
like, you know.
Because when
Man,
you have
I don't
multiple-
do that though. Like
No?
I used to at the beginning. You know what I mean? I used to do the middle thing because I used to I want to put.
But you be on one side
Yeah, I'll
now?
be on
You
one
do the
side. or
super
middle.
spoon with two of them and you spoon in
I
one
used to
and
do
she
that
super
too. I've
spoon.
done it all. You know what I mean?
Super
But
spoon.
one thing,
you
one
talking like a
thing.
guy that got multiple women.
I was just, I'm feeling that energy, so I'm just,
Monogamous lover, bro.
One thing I do want to sit there and say, right? Because
I'm just asking questions, you know.
Super spoon.
Listen, at the end of the day, you know what it sounds like? A lot of lack of self-love. All that shit
It's a
sounded
lot of
great.
love.
It's a lot of lack of self. I'm talking about what we were talking about, the girls that are willing. You know, I'm with all that.
What? Yo,
no,
It's not a lack of
Let
self-love
him
to some
spit it
degree. I'm
off.
just saying,
Let
there's
him
not
spit
no
it off.
self-love there. A lack of self-love that yes, they are a few kings, and I agree with the whole king theory. I agree with that. I'm just saying, at some point, there's a lack of self-love that girl has that allows her to put herself in that situation, knowing that she's looking for somebody else's king.
you're a
Wants to be
She
with somebody
loves
else's
him.
king.
you're a
She
simp.
loves him.
I'm
though,
just saying.
bro.
Listen,
right
I just
now,
want to throw it
Dave.
out there.
It
I'm
could
just throwing it out
also
there.
be the fact
Throw it out there.
that it could also be the
Throw it
fact
out
that
there.
she dated someone like you, and then
it
she
out there.
found out she was one of the 5, and then said, "You know what?
I just
he
said
ain't-
there was nothing
he
wrong
ain't
with what you
fulfilling-
said.
Hold on,
I hear
saying
you.
though, let me
Let him
finish.
talk,
But he
man.
could have dealt with she could have dealt with someone that's a serial dater and ain't really investing into the relationship. Now at the end of the day, I know he's gonna be committed to me and show up in every way. So instead of dating a
I'm
serial
definitely-
dater
I'm
that cuts
definitely
me
invested
off,
into my
I'd rather
dating.
deal with I'd rather deal with the right name, and open myself up to this. So it is.
Chill with the name.
Serial dater.
dater.
Hey, yo, said I'm definitely invested in my dating.
I am.
Yo, but Dave, it's not definitely you. Like we can't do that. So like, for us, and there are men that do that, and it really irks me. I'm not saying that you really believe that. You might have just been throwing it out there, but there are men
No, I
that
was throwing
really,
it out there.
there are men that really do that. That make a woman feel like she doesn't know how to love herself because she's allowing her man to be who he is, whatever that.
Well,
may
I know
be.
that I didn't love myself to some degree that allowed me to do stupid maneuvers in my life. So it's equal. It allowed me to make all kinds of mistakes because there was self-reflection that I needed to do about myself. No different from what you was expressing about you and your mates have to now know each other, know yourself in order so you can have that capacity. So until I got to that point, then I was having better relationship with allowed me to be a better man to that woman because I was being a better man to myself.
Facts.
I was being good to myself. So that's all I'm expressing here. So
Yeah.
so even I agree that there's not a lot of kings. So of course I could see a woman saying, I want a piece of that. I want that. I want to be around that energy. It's the same way why when I moved into the neighborhood I moved into was because everybody was successful in that neighborhood. So I know by putting myself there was going to make
The
me
energy.
to be
The
that
energy's
energy
gonna
to
put
be
you in the
successful.
right place.
So I could see the woman doing that. At some degree, though, there's a lack of self-love that she's externalizing it to find it in you instead of herself. And then maybe when she indulges herself in that king, even if he has multiple queens, that she's never bothered by it now.
I ain't
But
even gonna cap.
when you did have a lack of self-love, did you allow infidelity, like allow cheating on you?
No, I did not. I argued about it, complained, and then walked away from it. But when I was younger, to some degree, I did allow because I didn't know no better. I was so in love and confused. I didn't know nothing about nothing at this point. So there was an allowance for the ignorance at that time. Yes.
How long
Now
did-
when I'm talking about when I was 17, 18, 19, 20.
So how long? Wait, like when you say allow, I just want a clarity. Like allowed it for 1 month, 1 year.
No,
One time?
for like 2 years, 2.5 years. It was the very reason why I got the scar on my face.
You almost died over a woman.
I not almost died because of the woman, just being around to something I knew that was not
was
good for
out-
me,
he was out
but
his
being
body,
so
bro.
what you call whipped, and to the point that nothing she did mattered because I was showing her that I love you.
And I
And I didn't really love myself, which allowed me to
That's
play myself in that capacity.
No, and I get that because a lot of people when they come into non-monogamy, they can see themselves in that. So I'm not even gonna disagree with you.
Yeah,
That's why I said
I've been there, bro.
So what they'll do, they'll self-sacrifice
That's
and put
sad.
themselves in a position to open up. They'll self-sacrifice to put
I got
themselves.
caught one time though.
Oh, now it's one time. You see?
You got me, and you called me and mad. And I talked about you on this show. You got me.
Yeah, but no, a lot of people when they come into it, they will self-sacrifice. You know, all who they are and self-betray due to the fact that they want to open this up for the other individual. So I get your now. You'll find those individuals that lack self-love in that situation. But when I speak, I'm speaking from a healthy perspective. I'm saying these people understand what they align with. They see themselves saying, "Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, this type of relationship is for me." But does that happen at the end of the day where the wife sits there and say, "I don't want to lose my husband, so I'll allow him to bring somebody else in"? Yeah, that does happen. And at the end of the day, that also opens you up to chaos because you're dealing with codependency. And then now you can't even bring structure into your unit because at the end of the day, she's not doing it for genuinely herself. She's lost her self-identity, you know, and at the end of the day, that's not going to help a healthy non-monogamous situation. So does that happen? Yeah. But does it last? No. But I get what you're saying when you say the
wish-
emptiness of
That's
self-love.
making me
PhD.
So you're saying that
Nice.
the woman is basically
He's nice.
compromising herself
Yes.
to
He's
please.
nice.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
at times it
PhD
does happen.
polygamy.
If I
I'm
could-
telling you.
I got
Did you
non-monogamy.
go to school for speech or some shit? Because you talking very well. The way he
Hey.
plays vocabulary and his words together, his tone, it's like, yo, he could talk you out of whatever, man.
educate.
That's how you guys
I
For the
educate.
maturing there's mind control. The government does this well. You're doing it very well, bro. You're doing it very well. Okay?
That's your people, though. Not
He didn't even know it.